That's never a good sound. All right, what's up, guys? How are you? Hello, hello, hello. Whoa, I'm rolling away. How you guys doing this morning? Please like the video up here. I'm a locksmith out of the Phoenix area, and we got, I think, 10 locks to do here on this house. Although we're replacing a couple of them. Make sure to subscribe and follow me. We're going to rekey these locks here. I just generated some new keys. Actually, just had to make a copy of one. There we go. The customer wants 5 of them. We got that one. We got that one. Let's break these apart real quick. Dump that key out of there. And let's go ahead and repin this up real quick. How's everybody doing today? Pop this off. Tap that guy. Face comes right out. Pop that clip. There's that clip right there. Pop that clip out of there. Let's put this spindle back in. There we go. And let's rekey. So that one's not the key. There's the existing key, but we're going to change it to a different one. So they're replacing. Hey, what's up, Matt? How you doing, Andrew? So these guys are replacing 2 doorknobs, 2 deadbolts. So I didn't have the combos, which I usually do, but I got them at the shop, so I got to go back and get more. So I had 2 deadbolts that were keyed alike, and we'll key everything else to those deadbolts. That's at least 4 keys or 2 locks that we don't have to redo, you know. So I got to this house, and every single lock on the house, and I just made a video, every lock had the teeth facing down. So you tell me, is that the right side or the wrong side? Is that, I guess what I'm asking is, which way do you put the teeth? Up or down? I guess that's kind of the Ford and Chevy argument, right? Some people will say up, some will say down. What do you guys think? Upside down, you think the teeth should go up? And it's interesting because on the latch, it's got an arrow. It says up. But it's interesting the feedback I get on that question. that a lot of people will say. You know, there's people that say, nope, teeth always got to go down. Hey, how are you, Javier? Thanks for joining. Thanks for swinging through. You guys make sure to subscribe and follow me. And definitely don't forget to go visit Locksmith. I did a lot of work on this again last night. Locksmithblueprint.com. Go check it out. My goal with that Locksmith Blueprint is ultimately to be a major source for locksmith education, those type of videos. So we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, that's the question of the day there. Teeth up or down in these locks. Yeah, right, exactly. That's kind of my thought on it as well, you know. You get and it's evident there's a lot of dust goes through these locks. And I say that because, you know, I'm out here in the desert, and and almost every lock that I take off the door, there's always dirt and stuff in the bottom of the hole. So only way it can get there is going to be either through the side of the door, through the latch, which can be really hard, or through the keyhole. And I'm kind of leaning towards the keyhole, but, you know, hey, what do I know? And this house has all like 1990s locks on it too. So we'll keep that one. But yeah, teeth up, teeth down. So how's everybody doing today? It's hard to get, I don't know why. So maybe you guys know why. I come over from TikTok. You know, those who know me from TikTok. I got 60,000 followers over there on TikTok. Why is it so hard to get people in the lives here? I mean, I get very few people in the lives. And I don't know how to, I don't know how to generate more people. I don't know how to get more people through here. I don't know how to, yeah, I just don't get it. Over there in TikTok world, you know, you got just tons of people coming through and what have you. And I kind of feel like a big fish in a small pond over there, you know, because I got some videos that are over 1 million views and what have you. But come over here and I have been humbled. Yeah, they definitely use an algorithm. What do you know about that? And that, any advice on how to, like right now, look, 3 people. And I don't know if I've ever seen a live on YouTube. So maybe, I don't know if they can scroll through. I don't know if people can watch the live right now without joining the room like you can on TikTok, right? You can scroll over and see something live and what have you. Or you can click it and go into their live. So is this the same thing? Can they see outside of being here? Or does it make you, you know, join something? I don't know. I'm not sure. All right, so now we got those 4 keyed up. Now let's go to some of these junkers. But I don't know how to get more people in. You know, I'm trying and so it was very common for me to do lives over there, and I'd come out sometimes at night. But even like this, like a project here, I got 10 locks. Even a project like this over on TikTok, very common right now to have 600 people in here, 800 people, real common. At night I could get 13 or 1400 people. But these would typically be, there'd be 600 people plus people in here right now, but just not here. And I'm just really, if you're scrolling through shorts, come across live stream that you can click to watch. Can preview it. Okay, so people can So there can be people outside right now, outside of this chat room right here watching. Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying they end up watching one of my shorts and they see that I'm live and then they have to then click that to go and view? Sorry, I asked a couple questions. Can they watch it live from the outside without clicking? Sorry, I asked a bunch of questions before I got an answer. Tell me. Okay, you can. Okay. All right. So there's potential. There's other people here, is what you're saying. So I like that at least, although I can't see in here. If you guys would make sure to subscribe, Locksmith Blueprint. Subscribe and follow me, as I will be making all sorts of content like this daily. I'm a locksmith, and what we're doing right now is they have had these locks on this property here for 11 years, and they have lost the keys to everything, so they want things rekeyed. So that's what we're doing. Then I go in there and everything is upside down. Every single lock has the teeth pointed down. So let me ask you this. Is that something also? Yeah, every one of those are low. Is that something also that obviously you would turn all of these locks over the right way, right? But would you then charge them to do that? Would you charge them to turn all of these locks over? If so, how much would you? There's 12 locks, 12 total locks. How much would you charge? If you would charge anything, or would you just do it? Because it has to be done the right way, and et cetera, et cetera. Tell me what your thoughts are. Yeah, these locks are so old that look at that. But I've replaced 2 doorknobs, 2 deadbolts. The other ones, they said, go ahead and leave. Yeah, I know, like over on the TikTok ones, I have the camera not right here. I have the camera right here pointing down at the locks. But I have been suspended. What'd they say it was? Hate speech. Hate speech is what they said. Somebody in the chat room was just going to town. It wasn't me. And then the bots, the AI, flagged it, and I've appealed it 4 or 5 times, denied every time. So my lives are suspended on TikTok until the year 2099, i.e., forever, right? Right. Okay. All right. I like that. I like hearing other people's opinion on that. And in this particular case, I had to, even the doorknobs, I could push the button to release them, but I still had to take everything apart to flip it over. And I guess there is no right or wrong if you're going to charge. You're justified to charge, right? Because you are doing that work for them, but is it going to benefit you? It might benefit short term, right? You made a couple extra bucks, but Is it going to benefit long term? Is the customer going to call you back? The $1 million question right there, right? Hey, if you guys would, hit that like button up there, please. And also double tap on the screen, guys, please. While you're sitting here watching the video, it's not going to cost you anything. Just tap your finger on there. That's one thing I'm used to about TikTok, is there are a lot of people that would tap and do other stuff. So they were kind of engaged, right? They showed you that they were there even though they didn't talk or what have you. And this, it seems to be a little different again. So but it does help me out. It helps the algorithm out. It does let YouTube then see that I'm actually doing something here and, you know, trying to grow the channel, trying to grow all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, I like showing all this stuff, you know. There might be some locksmiths out there that, which there are, that I've, you know, that sometimes they reach out to me saying, hey, that's bullshit what you're doing, man. You're showing our trade. You're doing this, you're doing that. It's like, come on, you know, get over yourself. I don't give any big secrets away, any high security stuff. I don't give out codes or tell you where to get codes, that type of stuff. But hey, I'm not posting anything right now that's not already on YouTube. You know, it just so happens I like to show this stuff, and just so happens other people like to watch it. So that, golly. That is brutal in there. This is back door outside. So let's go ahead and shim this one real fast. I like to show this shimming a lot. I've made a couple of videos about it and what have you. It's a pretty cool little process, and who thought of this, you know? All right, that one's way too soft, huh? There we go. There's number 5. Four. Wonder if the one's getting mad. What if the ones getting mad are the scammer type that don't want people? I don't know. And there's especially one guy from New York. One guy says, you know, you're showing the customers our trade. You're showing them this and that. It's like, so what? So what? What do you got to hide? What are you hiding? The customer can either do the work or they can't do the work, right? If they can't do the work, they're going to hire you to go do the work. Nobody's going to jump on there and, yeah, come on. Think with that same philosophy, right? Think of a guy that's showing you how to barbecue and smoke briskets and ribs and taking the stance of, I'm not going to show everybody else because then they're going to want to eat and make it themselves. They're not going to come out to our restaurant. They're going to make it themselves. You know, it's like, that's kind of a weird thing. But yeah, that guy was pretty vocal about the whole thing. Yes, it is all over the internet, right? I just hope I show it a little different. You know, I hope in my videos I show it a little different. I'm a little more educational on it, and Like on over there on TikTok, I used to like to do these lives where we would run the leashy tool. I'd have them decode the lock. I would work the leashy tool. I would have them read the cuts. I would then punch a key and to see if they were right, you know, and then we would try the key in the lock, and I'd come on here at night and we would do 10. We'd pick the lock 10 different times, and then each time I would put random pins in there. I'd lock everything back up. We'd repick it, and yeah, so it was just kind of it was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. But there's always that one guy that's just like there's some guy on here that was chirping me yesterday or the day before in one of my videos. It's like, come on, you got better things to do in life, or no? I think whatever it was. I was showing. So I like to show, like, sometimes I get the call on the lock problems and what have you. You know what I mean? So I like to post those videos on you be the tech. You tell me what you think is wrong with this and what have you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's getting people who know nothing about locksmithing kind of involved and letting them have fun with it as well. But yeah, this guy was like, yo, if you weren't so fat, you'd be able to show some other this and that. And it's like, come on, really? All right, this is one of these nightmare puzzles now. Look at that, it's rolled in there, and it is there. Oh, I got lucky. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, who would think it? Who would think it? Almost 60 years old. I got another locksmith out there bullying me. It's like, really? Come on, dude. Hey, what's up, Kim? How are ya? All right, that one's open. Yeah, they are nice. That's a terrible puzzle, isn't it? That is a terrible puzzle. I remember the very first time I messed with one of these. I just throw them in my bag, and I move on. I get into the van, and it's sideways in here. It's sideways. It's rolling around, and it doesn't just line back up to put right in. It's like you get it in a spot. It's like, how did it even get to this spot if I can't get it out? Sometimes it's a nasty puzzle. And if you guys would, make sure to follow me. Make sure to subscribe and follow me. I would be grateful. I'm a locksmith here in Arizona, although we do got some other locksmiths that like up in the chat room and what have you. So if anybody out there's got questions, comments, or what have you about locksmithing stuff, lock work, or what have you, if I don't see it or can't answer it, there's a couple other locksmiths on here that are come here quite often, and they would love to help answer things. This is a fun room, I hope. Even though you got to look at, I mean, I got a face made for radio, right? I can't help you on that one, but it's tricky. I've learned when I put the cylinder back in the handle to stick the key in the. Oh, okay.